And now, for your enjoyment, and more importantly, edification, we return you to the J. Thomas Podcast with your humble host, the great J. Thomas. Take it away, Jay.
Yay! This is your humble host, the humblest. Still with a cold, still with this nasty cold, I'm sorry. Just, I'm playing injured here. Okay, we're going to do a quick thing on Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, still missing, kidnapped on Sunday morning between the hours of apparently 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Someone came into her home and abducted her. And there's a lot of weird things about this. This is why I think the person who did this is either very professional and they had somebody get close to her, like a maid or a workman. Somebody got close to her because there's certain things that just don't add up. Number one, they said that the email is you can't trace the email. Well, the NSA can trace just about anything if you really put their minds to it. The NSA could definitely trace an email. I'm pretty sure they better be able to with the trillions of dollars we've given them. So the only answer to that is that the kidnappers used Nancy Guthrie's email to send the emails. So they went in, and between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, they get a hold of her. They take her, I'll get into that later. But so they write the email, and then they time the email to be delivered when they're long gone. So let's say it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, the emails go out. But it's already written, and it's written on Nancy Guthrie's email. That's why they can't trace it. Devious. So there's that. But more importantly, somebody knew that they didn't have a subscription to the doorbell company's, I guess, the $15.99 it would have taken to have the subscription. Apparently Nancy did not have that subscription, that they would save the emails, or they would save the data on the doorbell for over a day. They didn't save the data for a day. Well, you didn't pay the $15.99, so they don't have it. So someone either 6 months ago they stopped the subscription. They knew how to do that. Someone did that, or they let it lapse, and somebody knew that. And so then they pried the doorbell off the door just in case it had an internal storage, and they took the doorbell with them. But they had to know that. That's the second thing they had to know. Then they had to know that her pacemaker was hooked up to her iPhone and her watch. And they took the iPhone, they got rid of the iPhone. They just put it in a Faraday bag, took it with them, trashed it somewhere. But they left the watch according to TMZ, they left the watch somewhere in the house. And then on the letter, they wrote, "This is how you know we're serious. This is our bona fides. We left the watch, by the can opener, or we left the watch by the kitchen sink," something like that. They had to point out where they left the watch, so they knew that they were serious. Because look, you already have this one guy. Who is he? Derek Kallela. Derek Kallela, who was charged in a sprawling overtime scam, holy cow, by Los Angeles County District Attorney. Oh, really? Finally, is now federally charged with trying to shake down the Guthrie family for money for Nancy Guthrie. And so what did he do? He texted them. Of course he works for L.A. County. So they already got one guy, and there's going to be more. People are just stupid. But the actual kidnappers, and what? Yeah, we're going to get to Bitcoin. Okay, hold on, Cece, hold on. The actual kidnappers are either somebody that's close to her and knew these things. They knew that, she didn't have that subscription, and that they churned the data every 12 hours, 24 hours, or whatever. They knew enough to pry the doorbell just in case it had an internal storage. And they knew enough about her heart and what it reports to, the iPhone and Apple Watch. So they knew all that. Plus, they used her. How devious is that? Now, I'm not saying that the cartels don't have this down pat, because part of their repertoire of getting money is kidnapping. So they may know all this stuff. They may have been tracking her, and they know it, and they went in there, and this is their MO. This might be an MO from now on. Rich and famous people's parents disappearing. This could be a new cartel thing. The poor Guthrie family is just it's terrible. But it's either somebody who knows her and knows all this other stuff, and it could be a family member. Don't at me. It could be a family member who is this close, who did this, and it could be, but I doubt it. I doubt it's a family member. I just think it's somebody who already knew all this stuff, and again, somebody who's like a visiting angel. Somebody who came over and had a constant contact with this lady. A maid, a visiting angel person. I'm not talking about the company. I'm not disparaging them. I'm just telling you. But, and now, it's okay. Cece yesterday brought up the Bitcoin, and she said that Bitcoin wasn't traceable. Oh, my poor summer child. You think the government is going to allow Bitcoin to exist if they cannot trace its value? You think, really? I know your husband says it's untraceable, but that's not true. They can trace it. No, money's not traceable. They don't know it. Let me explain, dear. Let me mansplain this. Calm down. Okay. Let's say you're Pablo Escobar and you have billions of dollars. You can't spend it because they can trace it once you start spending it. If you pack it up and stick it in the walls of your casa, they don't know where the money is. The government doesn't know where the money is. But once you start buying Maseratis and Lamborghinis and airplanes, then they know where the money is. That's how it's traced. It's traced through transactions. The same with Bitcoin. They go to try to spend this Bitcoin. I'm telling you, they're gonna get a drone. That's the only hope that I have, really. Unless they just pay it and they get this poor lady back, and everything is most ghost, and they can go after him later on. But that's my thoughts on Nancy Guthrie. It's day 6. Please pray for her. If you have any information, the number is call FBI, 800 call FBI. That's the number. So we'll be back. We don't. What? Yes, you still have to work. I'm sorry. We'll be back with some political stuff, but this is just a weird case. I think if this is the cartels, we're going to be seeing more of this. More rich people's parents kidnapped. Oh, well, damn it. please pray for Nancy Guthrie.